Hey there guys, welcome to another video. So you may know TCL as they are the second largest television maker globally, and obviously I myself have a TCL television and I've had this one for about 2 years. I love it. They also make phones though, however, and they are releasing 3 new phones, 2 of which will be released pretty soon. Those 2 are the TCL 10L and the TCL 10 Pro. I do have the TCL 10 Pro here, and I appreciate TCL sending this out to me to review. Today we're going to unbox it, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, and here we have it. This is the TCL 10 Pro. So here is our box, and I'll show you around the box real quick before we open it up and take a look at what it includes here. So on the front we get the TCL branding 10 Pro, and we get the picture of the phone front and back. And on the side here we just have TCL 10 Pro. Other side we have some specs on the phone here. So 6.47 inch full HD plus display, AMOLED curved edge, has HDR10 support, 64 megapixels, although it does have 4 cameras, and I'll go over those in just a moment. It does include 128 gigs of storage and 6 gigs of RAM and a 4500 milliamp hour battery. On the top here, it does have display greatness. And then on the bottom here, we have some more facts about the phone here. So TCL 10 Pro, that's our model number here. Color is Ember Gray, and that is the same color on here. So it's a really nice gradient kind of gray here. On the back here, we have the TCL information here. So TCLUSA.com, our regulatory guidelines and all that good stuff, as well as our seal for the box. So let's go ahead and pop it open and see what's included. So we'll get the handy dandy knife out here and cut these seals open. Alright, thank you knife. And let's pop open the box and see what we get. That's a little hard to get off actually. Alright, so right front and center we get the phone here, TCL 10 Pro, display greatness. Little tab to pull it out here. And I got some more information about the phone here. Let's go ahead and set that off to the side and take a look at what's included in the box here. Alright, so we have a little SIM eject tool right here, our booklet, and it does include a case, which is a really nice addition here. So let's take a look at those. So we do have our safety and precautions guide, as well as our quick start guide for the phone, and we do have this nice TPU case. So this says display greatness, and then the TCL logo, it goes in the middle there, and as you can see we have that wide cutout for those many cameras there. And they do have these nice little labels telling you what's what here, so we can tell that this is our charger here and this is USB-C. So we'll just take that out of its little sleeve here, and here you can see, so it's USB-C to USB-A. And the charging block here, so this is a fast charger that's included here. So it's got the TCL logo here, just a nice white little brick here, and it says travel charger. Model number is QC13US. So there's that. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and slip it out of its little package here, and we'll see if it has any power. And we'll go over some of the specs here on before I set it up here. So it is on the setup screen here, and you can see that little notch here. So it does have the camera right here, as well as our earpiece right integrated into the top right there. Not sure if you can really see that. So we have this beautiful 6.47 inch full HD plus screen, and it is AMOLED. It is curved, as you can see. So it has a nice curve on each side here. And I know it's kind of hard to see here, but at the bottom here you can see where our SIM card slot is here. We do have the USB-C charging port right there, as well as our speaker and mic down here. On the top here we do have a headphone jack, which is really nice. You have a looks like an IR sensor here, as well as another microphone. On the side here we do have a smart button, which has you can actually make this for anything you want, and it does have a couple of functions which I'll have to go over once I get it set up here. On the other side we do have a volume rocker, as well as our power key here. And then on the back here we do have this beautiful iridescent ember gray color, so it is a gradient kind of color, and it looks really, really nice. Definitely looks really nice in person. It's not, it is kind of a glass. I'm not really sure exactly what the material is, but it is really nice. One thing I do appreciate is a flush camera system here. So the only thing that protrudes is just these two LEDs here for the flash, which is kind of cool. We do have a little laser focus right here. That's this little black piece here. And it does give you some information about the cameras here. So 64 megapixels and macro lens and all that good stuff. So, and I'll go over that in just a moment and tell you what exactly everything is here. All right, so I'll give you some more specs on the device here. So as I said previously, 6.47 inch, so this is an AMOLED display. It is full HD plus, so it's got a 2340 by 1080 resolution display. 19.5:9 aspect ratio, which is kind of interesting. What they call 3D glass, so that nice teardrop that you can see all across the sides here. So that looks really, really nice. It does have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 675. And that is an octa-core processor, 128 gigs of onboard storage, 6 gigs of RAM. Micro SD card can go up to 256 gigs of storage. And it does include Android 10 with TCL UI on top. 4,500 milliamp hour battery, so a really nice large battery there. Does have LTE, 4G, Wi-Fi, AC, B, G, and N. It does have the USB Type-C connector for the charging. Does have fast charging. Also includes, does have face unlock as well as an in-screen fingerprint reader here. So as you can see right there, and I have registered mine. And there you go. So it was kind of slow to recognize the fingerprint, but it was all right, not too bad. Kind of cool that you have all those options there. You can see I've already smudged it up a little bit there. As far as our cameras are concerned here, we do have a 64 megapixel sensor, a 16 megapixel super wide sensor, 5 megapixel macro sensor, and a 2 megapixel super low light sensor for video, as well as the dual LED flash. On the front here, we do have a 24 megapixel camera, which is kind of insane. Right, so I just wanted to show off the camera a little bit here, as that's definitely one of the biggest features here, as we've got those 4 cameras as well as those 2 LED flash and that laser focus there, so that's pretty cool. So in the camera app here, it starts out with auto, and if you slide over to more, you have the slow-mo camera, stop motion, light trace, panorama, super macro, high pixel. You have your video selection, portrait, oop, went a little too fast there. You got your portrait, super night, and pro. And under the pro mode, you can control your ISO. What is this here? Some of the stuff I don't really know, but your brightness, exposure, all that good stuff there. So lots of different options there. If you are under auto here, you do have your settings here. And as some reviewers have mentioned online, that there is a watermark that can be removed, and I'll show you what that watermark looks like in just a moment. But you have a lot of different options here. So the video quality selected default is 1080p, 16:9 at 30 frames per second. However, we do have 4K at 30 frames per second. We have 1080p at 30 frames per second, 720, and 480. Don't know why you'd want to film at 480 unless you really, really want to save space, but not really necessary. Another cool feature that's in here is you do have your zoom right here, and you can zoom by finger. You can also pinch to zoom if you want to do that instead. You also have this mode here, which is for the super wide. So you got that super wide button right there. And then this button with the 3 little circles is kind of interesting. So what it does is it shows you the original shot, ultra wide, and low light video. So it shows what it'll look like on each camera in real time. So pretty cool. So you can kind of get a preview of what you're looking for and the best camera to use to take that shot. So I thought that was a really nice inclusion. And I did take a screenshot when so here's that. So this is the original, and then we have the ultra wide shot right there, and then the low light shot right there. So that's a really, really nice feature, and I really appreciate that. A lot of features for the camera. Now I do want to show you some of the pictures I've taken with the camera so far. So I've only had it for a couple hours, so I can't really give, you know, a lot of info on it, but this is a night shot. So this I took about 9 o'clock tonight with the super night mode, and that came out really, really nice. This is another one. So darkness, and it does a really good job. So you can even see my reflection taking the picture there. It does help if you have street lights or, you know, some sort of lighting around you to be able to see. This was sunset here. Came out really, really nice. This was this was a wide shot here. And this was 10x zoom. So it does a decent job, but however you can see that it gets really, really grainy the further you zoom in. But 10 times zoom, pretty decent. And these pictures came out really, really nice, so I'm very impressed. That was another 10x zoom. And then this is the macro lens here. And I hope you can appreciate how nice this looks. That macro camera lens is amazing. I think it did a really good job. Every time I took a picture of flowers, it made just beautiful, beautiful pictures. This right here is the watermark that people have spoken about. So you can remove it. It's there by default, unfortunately, and I believe they will be removing that with an update. So whenever they do that update, that will no longer be there by default. Another beautiful picture here of some trees. Got a video of the dog walking here. And another picture here of the sky and grass and everything like that. And I must say that the screen also on here is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, here's another macro shot there. Really, really nice. And this is actually the first picture I took here. So this is one of our little outside kitty cats. So they came out really, really nice. So this is a TCL UI running on top of Android 10, and it's a very light UI. It really looks very stock to me. So the only thing you can see here, you have two home screens, and then you have that Google Now right there. Swipe up and you get your full menu here. Now, when you first get it out of the box, it organizes it a little bit differently. So it organizes it by category. However, you can go up here where you have the search, and you can change the sorting however you'd like. So I like it by name, so that's how I have it here. And you can see very little apps are installed. So you do have a couple little apps that you may not want. So Facebook, and I don't think you can uninstall it. Oh, you can. Okay, so you can actually uninstall Facebook, which is nice. You do have Netflix here, and that one I believe, yeah, so that Netflix is there by default. And that one is, that one does support HDR also. The rest are just Google apps and just the TCL apps that come with it here. One other thing that was kind of interesting here, so as I mentioned, the smart key there, that can be programmed to do different things. You do have a lock key right here for some reason. I thought that was kind of interesting. So you can lock the screen really quick there. And the face unlock is very quick. And the fingerprint unlock is not too bad either. So there's that. Just to give you a quick look at that. One other thing that was kind of interesting is if you look closely, so if I go into settings real quick and I go out, just watch the icon. You have these nice little details on the icons, so pretty cool there, as you can see. So the icons that they include, they have a nice little detail every time you go in and out of them. Another interesting feature that is mentioned here is that it has something called Super Bluetooth. So you can connect up to 4 headphones and up to 4 speakers. So that's kind of interesting. It does say that it only supports 2 devices when connected to a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. So you have to use it over 5 gigahertz, but quite interesting. And I'm curious to try that. So that would definitely be handy if you have a couple of Bluetooth speakers and you wanted to combine them all or use them all in different rooms, something like that. So I'll definitely have to check that out. Kind of an interesting inclusion. The compromise here is that you don't have stereo speakers, you just have the one here down at the bottom. It does sound pretty good, but it is kind of unfortunate that that's not included. So I'll give you a sample of the sound here. So the TCL 10 series will be available soon. The TCL 10L will be going for $249 here in the US, and the TCL 10 Pro will be going for $449 here in the US. And those are very competitive prices, and I believe these devices are well worth the price. Definitely, this one is a beautiful, beautiful device. We have that beautiful AMOLED display with those teardrop sides and a lot of really nice features, especially that quad camera setup with those two LED flashes there. But yeah, so this has just been my quick unboxing and first look at the TCL 10 Pro. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like the video, if you leave me a like, and if you want to see more like this, consider subscribing. And I'll definitely have a full review up here of the phone pretty soon.